everybody, welcome back to Life in the Piedmont. I am actually in my kitchen today. I left the cupboard open, didn't want to do that. I'm actually in my kitchen today. I've had a couple of requests for people to teaching how to preserve some food, and that's what we're going to work on today. I'm not necessarily canning, but I am going to be dehydrating some produce that I have and maybe some fruit that is starting to go bad. And I don't want it to go bad, so I'm going to dehydrate it and put it in my canning jars, and I will be able to pull it back out and use that when I need it. So first, what you're going to need to do is find yourself a dehydrator. Now, I'm not one to go spend a lot of money until I figure out, am I going to do this? Am I going to like doing this? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my money? So I actually was at a place in Pennsylvania. It's like an open air flea market they have every Saturday. A lot of great food and stuff and like yard sale stuff, but then you go inside the buildings and they have some really great handmade stuff from the Amish and that. But back in the fall, I found this Magic Chef dehydrator. I had been looking for one, but didn't want to spend the money right there, and I found it for $10. So it didn't come with any instructions, so you know, Google's your best friend when that happens, right? So what I did was I just Googled, I went up and did some research on it, figured out how it works. It also came with this plastic piece here. So if I wanted to, I could do beef jerky. I could make, you remember the fruit, like the fruit leather that you tear and you'd rip off, I forget, like a fruit roll-up type of thing. I don't know if you ever had those in your lunches or packed them for your kids, but I'm able to do that if I wanted to. Now I will say, as much as I love my bargain dehydrator, I have been looking at some other ones that are a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a little more upgraded. And so I'm gonna save for that and hopefully get one of those soon by the time summer comes and harvest comes. But right now, this works great for me, and I don't think I would get rid of it if I even got another one, because I could run two at the same time. But the one thing that I have learned is, so let me separate this for you. These are the racks, okay? And what you do, and I'm gonna show you how I do this, but these are the racks, and this is the bottom. So this is great, but what I have learned is because this type of dehydrator heats up from the bottom and not necessarily from the sides and circulates, if you put stuff on the bottom, it tends to get done a lot faster and a little crispier. So what I'm gonna do is actually put the bottom rack on, but I'm not going to put any of my produce that I wanna dehydrate on the bottom rack because I don't want it too tough or anything like that. So what I'm supposed to do, and just so you know, and it may get a little noisy, and so I will try and speak up as loud as I can. Just like anything, before you start cooking, you have to preheat. You have to preheat your this particular dehydrator. I'm not sure about the other ones yet, but you are supposed to preheat this for at least 10 to 15 minutes prior to putting your stuff in. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna plan to put in there, and we'll get started, okay? All right. Maybe not, it's not working. Nope, there it goes. It's not very loud, but it makes noise, and why I'm trying to record this, you may hear it, so please forgive me. So I have it on, and it's gonna heat up, so I need to get over here, and I need to start chopping up what I need to put in there. Hang on, and we'll show you what we're doing here. All right, friends, so here we're back. I have my cutting board, I have some scissors, and I have my knife. It's pretty sharp. And so what I'm gonna do today is I'm actually gonna be cutting up some spring onions that I got at a farmhouse or a farm stand in Pennsylvania. And look at these carrots. Aren't those beautiful? And I'm gonna cut these up, and I have a couple of radishes left that need to get cut up because they're starting to go bad, and I just don't want to waste this, because you know, if you waste it, you essentially are, you know, throwing out your money, and we don't want to do that, especially nowadays as everything has gotten so expensive. So what I'm gonna get ready just to start chopping up. You can watch if you want. Yeah, so let me get to that. What I've already peeled the carrots, and also what I always try to keep a bag around to put my trash in. And then I have a bowl over there for my chickens that I had placed the peels of the carrots. And so my chickens can eat that. So this will be a nice little treat for them when I'm done. And I will do the same for the other items that I cut up. Any scraps like that I'll take out. So I'm gonna try and cut my my carrots down. I don't know, pretty thin, I guess. So yeah, so we're gonna slice these down just like so, and I've got about 4 carrots here that I'm gonna do, and just get it done. Just get it done. You don't have to be precise on this, to be honest with you. Just cutting up is helpful to be able to dehydrate. So, and dehydrating can take, depending on what you're doing, anywhere between like 6 hours to 5 hours. And you know, it's really funny, when I first started dehydrating food, I found one on Amazon that actually dehydrates your food in with the wind. And it was like this mesh netting that you hang outside, and on the windy days, you hang it out there with whatever you want to dehydrate. And sure enough, in about 2 to 3 days, I kid you not, I had dehydrated items. Peppers, I had peppers in there, green peppers, red peppers, and yeah. So there's 1 carrot. I don't know if yeah. So I'm gonna just continue chopping away. Not a big deal here. This is pretty simple. I'm sure everybody chops. I have no technique, no special way. I just chop away to get them sliced down. And yeah. Okay, now the carrots are done. Look at, I got a nice bowl full of carrots. We're gonna move on. I only have 6 little radishes here, but hey, you know what? It's food, right? So it all helps. You can add this to dips, any type of a dish. If you're doing a pot roast, soups. That's what's really great about dehydrating, is that it allows you to add this to a lot of different dishes and you're not wasting anything, and you have it to feed your family. You know, you can mix this stuff in. So I think I found enjoying it. Does it take some time? Yes, it does take time, and pretty much anything that you do to preserve food, to grow your own food, is gonna take some time and care, and there's a lot of things to be learned out there, and I've learned to a certain point, but I continue to learn. And so I'm just gonna pass this on. And you know, we see right now, just, you know, food prices have just continued to skyrocket. It's very difficult as a business owner. You know, I'm seeing it in my shop. I see it in the products that I buy for my customers. And you have to make those decisions about whether or not you're gonna buy something, you know, that you used to buy, say for $2, that is now $4 or $5. Is that something you're gonna want to spend your money on? I say no. You know, that's now what, a gallon of gas, and in some areas, gas is well over $6. So we're in a situation right now in our country and communities that we have shortages going on. Definitely a break in our food chain. and random things that are being shortage, guys. And I'm not saying that to get on a political bandwagon or anything here, but I'm telling you, because one, I own my store, and two, I see it firsthand. I firsthand see what's going on in our country, in our society. So, and just the encouragement from some other people that I have follow and stuff like that, just, you know, we're all on the same page here. And so if I can pass my knowledge or anything along to anybody else, then I'm going to do it to help you out. One of the people that I follow, her name's Patera. I really like her a lot. She's a very bold and spoken person who I like a lot. And she's been a really great influencer and encourager for the things that I do, you know. And I think one of the best advices that she's given out, and I'm gonna pass that along to you, is stocking our pantries. Which, you know, I mean, I was raised where I saw my grandmother always a fully stocked pantry and freezer. And I think a lot of that is because she came out of the Depression as a child. She lived through it when, you know, dad couldn't feed the family, and a lot of them got, you know, separated and sent to family members because dad couldn't support all his daughters. But that's a sad thing, right? So I watched my grandmother stock a lot, and her and my mom would preserve stuff. So that's been an influence on me. But back to what the one lady has said. We all have a different situation right now financially, where whatever you can do, if you're able, and you're going to see this a lot of places out there on YouTube, but if you're able to, you know, go to the store and start buying extra cans of stuff to put back in your pantry on top of doing your regular marketing that you do, then I would suggest to go do it. I really would. Like she said, it doesn't have to be a lot. If you can only afford, you know, $5 to $10 a week, that's what she was saying, then that's what you do. And so I started doing that in the summer of last year. I really started working on it come the fall. And yeah. And you know what? I'm thankful that I did, because I'm not living in fear that there's not going to be fear. I'm not doing that because there's no reason to. My hope comes from our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So, but I know I'm not going to sit around and be idle and not doing anything, because if worst comes to worst, folks, in the prepping that I'm doing and my knowledge that I'm passing over, if the worst comes out of it, I mean, the skill that you're going to learn, so you've learned a new skill, right? That's a great thing to have. Learning new things is always a great thing. But if nothing does come out of anything, then you know what? Then you're able to feed your neighbors, stock a pantry, bless somebody that you know in your church or in the community that may be struggling. Because, you know, we've all been there. We all have struggled. We all have had times where you can't feed your family, and, you know, or you just struggled and can't get the things that you would normally want to feed. So yeah. So knowledge is power. Don't forget that. The more you know, the better off you're going to be if a situation arises. And you survive because of the knowledge that you know, because you didn't sit back idle not doing anything when prices are sky high. And yeah, so okay, enough of that. So I'm going to continue to chop the okay, friends, so here we go. Let me just show you what we're doing. All right, so I have that tray full of carrots, and I didn't really want to use the bottom tray because I didn't want them to get overly cooked, but I put some of the thicker carrots down there. So I may have to, there we go. So see, I have 2 more trays of carrots. I have the tray of radishes. That will go on top. And then the last tray, which is our onions, right? Good morning, friends. It's the next day, and it is 7:20 in the morning, and I've turned these off. These are done. And there you go. There's the carrots. They are shriveled. They're soft, and they will soften as you cook them too. But for the most part, these are done. We're not going to dehydrate these anymore. I have the 3 racks. If you remember, the radishes are definitely done. Look, it doesn't look like there's anything left to them, right? Do you see that? So these are soft, but they are completely done. And I pulled some out yesterday, so that would be why. But we are gonna check the onions because I had so many onions over here. They were so thick. I'm not sure. Now, I'm gonna actually put these on some more. That one's not so bad. Now, I'm gonna put these on a little bit longer. I think they need to go a little bit longer. But there's the finished result. Easy, right? You put it on, just kind of forget it. And so see here, I have the radishes. I put them in here for right now. I'm gonna get a mason jar out and put them in a mason jar. I got this new gadget. We'll see if it works. Right here.